Imagine a world where machines think like humans. How did we get here, and how did it all start? To give you all the answers, today we present to you the history of artificial intelligence. In the molten depths of Greek mythology, Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths, forged Talos, a colossal bronze guardian whose veins flowed with fiery metal built to protect Crete with unyielding power. Across the world, ancient Chinese and Indian tales speak of mysterious statues that moved on their own and mechanical marvels that mimicked human actions. These tales aren't just about ancient wonders. They hint at a time when humans started to dream, maybe fear, about creating beings that could outdo them. Greek thinkers like Aristotle wrestled with the unsettling idea of mechanical brains that could think like humans. They debated the causes and eerie possibilities of mechanical reasoning, laying down the first ideas that would one day birth modern AI. In ancient India, texts like Yogyakarta explored building devices that could perform tasks and simulate intelligence, suggesting that our ancestors had a strange insight into crafting artificial brains long before computers were even imagined. Then came a discovery that shook the foundations of our understanding: the Antikythera mechanism. An ancient Greek analog computer dating back to the 2nd century BCE was pulled from the ocean's depths. This astonishing machine, designed to predict the movements of the stars and eclipses, seemed almost supernatural in its sophistication. Its intricate gears and wheels hinted at a lost knowledge, showing that ancient engineers could build machines capable of making predictions, pointing to a time when machines might one day rival the minds of their creators. In the Islamic world, Al-Jazari, a 12th century inventor, built water clocks and mechanical creatures that performed tasks with deep precision. These weren't toys, but early forms of programmable machines, suggesting a hidden knowledge of making lifelike machines. In Europe, Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance man, sketched out designs of mechanical knights and weird devices that could mimic human movements with frightening accuracy, imagining a future where machines could become too much like us. All of this suggests two things. Either our ancestors, located in different parts of the world, had somewhat similar superstitious mindsets, or we don't know enough about the knowledge they possessed that helped them create machines that bow down to their will. Whatever it was, the idea stayed afloat, and different people deployed different scientific methods to get the job done, until a major event took place. We developed the first transistor-based computer. This device, although highly limited in its capabilities, gave a new dimension to building machines that have intelligence of their own. It was 1950. 5 years have passed since World War II. Alan Turing, a seasoned mathematician and computer scientist, wrote a paper titled "Computing Machinery and Intelligence." In the paper, Turing suggested that a machine could be considered intelligent if it could carry on a conversation with a human judge who would be unable to distinguish the machine from another human participant solely based on the content of the conversation. It was far-fetched at the time, but it was indeed a great evaluation metric for something that was destined to unfold. It was 1956, and in a small room at Dartmouth College, the term artificial intelligence was first uttered by John McCarthy, a computer scientist with a vision as bold as it was unnerving. Yet, this term made it into the dictionary. McCarthy gathered a group of brilliant minds, including Alan Turing, Marvin Minsky, Claude Shannon, and Herbert Simon, for this clandestine meeting which ignited a new field of study, drawing in funding, talent, and intense scrutiny. Just a year before this meeting, a brainchild of Alan Newell, Herbert Simon, and Cliff Shaw emerged, a program capable of proving mathematical theorems with symbolic logic. This wasn't just a program, it was an intellectual dynamo, a precursor to the algorithms that would one day power the digital age. A year after came ELIZA, Joseph Weizenbaum's creation of an effective chatbot that mimicked a psychotherapist, fooling people into believing they were conversing with a human. As the 1960s and 1970s dawned, AI didn't just grow, it exploded into a frenzy of innovation and ambition. New subfields named computer vision, speech recognition, expert systems, and robotics sprang up like mushrooms after a storm. The military and government, driven by Cold War propaganda and the space race, poured money into AI research, eager to harness its power for their own ends. As quickly as it rose, the dream of AI began to falter. The grand designs hit harsh realities. AI systems were brittle, unreliable, and lacked the common sense that human intelligence took for granted. They stumbled on simple tasks that humans could do effortlessly, and their inability to generalize knowledge or understand context became glaring. The initial promise of AI turned into a haunting disappointment, leading to the infamous AI winter from the late 1970s to the late 1980s. Funding dried up, research stalled, and the public's fascination turned into skepticism. What had started with such explosive potential became a chilling reminder that creating intelligence was far more complex and far more treacherous than they had ever imagined. The 1990s and 2000s saw the long-dormant idea of artificial intelligence stir once more, this time powered by a potent brew of new technologies and vast seas of data. This data emerged from the rise of the internet and e-commerce, while leaps in computational power and storage breathed new life into AI's faltering algorithms. Neural networks and deep learning were born and started to push the boundaries of what machines could do. AI started making it into the mainstream, embedding itself into the fabric of everyday life, influencing masses with the dawn of search engines, digital assistants, social media, and streaming platforms. Meanwhile, the data kept growing, the processing power of computers kept increasing, and the devices kept shrinking to fit into our palms. Using these enabling technologies, researchers and engineers kept building new stuff. Facial recognition and self-driving cars emerged, turning sci-fi dreams into everyday marvels and nightmares. The world watched in awe as AI defeated grandmasters at chess, thrashing Jeopardy champions, outsmarting Go experts, and generating images, videos, music, and art that were indistinguishable from human creators. The boundary between human and machine creativity was blurring, and central to this revolution was machine learning, a branch of AI that gave computers the ability to learn from data and make predictions. Since the 1950s, machine learning had lurked in the background, a quiet, underappreciated force. But today, with oceans of data to devour and unparalleled computational power, it became a powerful engine driving AI's spectacular rebirth. And then, deep learning emerged, an even more formidable offshoot of machine learning. This technique employed multi-layered neural networks and cracked the code of learning from complex data with chilling efficiency. These networks could discern patterns and features in data that were hidden even to human eyes, performing tasks like image and speech recognition with a level of precision that seemed almost supernatural. Although its conceptual roots trace back to the 1940s, deep learning only truly came into its own in the 21st century. From healthcare to finance, from entertainment to autonomous vehicles, these technologies transformed industries and reshaped the world. It resulted in the invention of a new phenomenon that we know and use every day: generative AI. The advent of deep neural networks, particularly transformer-based models, paved the way for a generative revolution in the early 2020s. These sophisticated networks didn't just improve, they unleashed a tsunami of generative AI systems, flooding the landscape with the debut of groundbreaking creations like DALL-E and later OpenAI's ChatGPT, which sent shockwaves through the tech world. These creations usher in a new era where machines can not just understand, but create, infiltrating every corner of our lives, from work to leisure, from the mundane to the extraordinary. The rise of large language models like ChatGPT has democratized advanced AI tools, putting the power of generative AI into the hands of millions. It's not just a tool for the elite, it's a force for empowerment and transformation. But is it? Is it what it promises to be? Or is it a step leading towards artificial general intelligence or artificial superintelligence, which can truly be mankind's final invention for all kinds of reasons? I have made a video explaining both general and superintelligence. It's popping on your screens now. Click and I'll catch you there in a second.